Hi, my name is Stephen Teo,
And I'm Liz Karaoke.
and we want to give you a review of our trip to Kilifi, and specifically when we went to distant relatives, Eco Lodge and Backpackers Resort, that name. And so this is our review.
Alright, so how did we get to distant relatives, Eco Lodge and Backpackers? So we were trying to decide on an option on taking a flight to Mombasa or Malindi. There are also options to take a bus either to Mombasa or Malindi. We decided the fastest route, so we went to Mombasa, and because it was a cheaper flight option. And once we landed there, we found an Uber driver, and he agreed to take us all the way to distant relatives. So the distance between Mombasa and Kilifi is about 2 hours, which is not too long because the road is really great, so you really enjoy the ride. You also have the option of taking a matatu from Mombasa to Kilifi. It's about 200 bob, and once you get into Kilifi town, they'll drop you at Tusky supermarket, and from there you can take a tuk-tuk into distant relatives Eco Lodge, and the tuk-tuk is also about 200 bob. So my first impressions once we landed in the lodge, it was really cool, really chilled, laid back, sort of this boho artsy vibe, which I really liked. The service was great. The people are really friendly, and including even the other guests at the lodge. So we had a great time unwinding, had a great, awesome meal, which I think was a full brekkie because we landed really early. And yeah, so it's pretty chilled, pretty relaxed.
From a guy's perspective, this is what you want. You want a place that, one, you're not being disturbed. If you are with a significant other or others, you want privacy, you want seclusion, you want a place that is not too modern and is not too hippie. And my first impressions of the place was that, exactly that. It was a chill environment. It had a hippie element to it. It had an artsy vibe to it. The common areas were very well conditioned. They had a library. I can't guarantee that you'll have the latest books, but there's a place where you can read. They had Wi-Fi, which was affordable, 200 shillings a day, which is, I think, less than what you might spend on your bundles on your phone anyway. There was a welcome drink. The pool was clean. You could, I mean, ideally swim all day, all night if you wanted. The other good thing was they had these canopies, which if you wanted, you and your significant other or yourself, if you know you're by yourself, you could go to the top of the canopy. You could watch the sunset or the sunrise. The other thing that I wanted to mention about distant relatives is their rooms have a very rustic, very homey feel, and the showers, which is I think one of their party pieces, is enshrined in a bamboo sort of hedge, and the shower head is one of those massive shower heads, so you're not trying to fight for water, and the water is neither cold nor warm. It's perfect temperature, and quite literally, even when other people are walking, no one can peep, no one can peer through to see if you're showering. The other thing that we really loved about distant relatives was the food and the drinks and the prices and the variety. For one, food-wise, I think the most expensive meals were 1,200. They have breakfast options. They have about 5 breakfast options, 3 of which I think are suitable for vegetarians. Their lunch and their dinner menus are also varied, from seafood to your garden variety burgers, pizzas. The good thing about distant relatives is they've created a theme night. So each night there might be, for example, when we went, Friday was the day we arrived, there was pizza night, and we got pizzas, 2 pizzas for 600. The service is prompt, the food is fresh. There were 5 different kinds of accommodation in distant relatives. There was a camping, there was the private room, there was a private bandas, and there was the dorms. Now, one cool thing about distant relatives is they have a dorm, which is actually, there's a tree right in the middle of the dome and they've built the dome around it, and so the moniker for it is dormitory. Get it? It flew over your head, it's fine. The other thing they had, so in the dormitories you can, the prices range from about 3,000 to 5,000 depending on off-peak or peak seasons. The camping was from as low as 600 to 1,500. Make sure you check the link below to check the bookings, and you'll be able to get a clear understanding of what to expect accommodation wise. Now all the rates are in Kenya shillings, so you don't have to waste time trying to convert, but if you're coming from abroad, that's something you want to check the current exchange rates and see, but I'm pretty sure that you'll be benefiting more than you think.
So what else makes DR Eco Lodge? So their waste management system and their water management system. So every drainage from the showers to the kitchen all leads down to their food forest, and that helps them cultivate food, which they also use in the kitchen. So they have a whole system that's really incorporated into living that environmentally friendly lifestyle, and we have Jackson Mutuko to tell you more about that.
Here in DR, we are more of in the permaculture field, whereby permaculture is a way of imitating the nature, maybe how it was back then, in a way that we human, we have destroyed a lot of destroyed our environment in such a way that that's why we are getting a lot of effect like global warming. Just because we decided to cut down the forest for more habitation, and in permaculture approach, or in principles of permaculture, we try to restore the nature to its natural way, in such a way that when you look at in the forest, there are several layers, or rather set of ecosystems, in such a way that there is underground cover, there is short trees and tall trees, whereby they coexist together in a way that the nature has its own way to regenerate. But if you have malaria,
Wow, what's wrong with my head? Why have I been hitting things? Bado.